Good morning, students. You're welcome for once again online classes of your Vasist Vidyalaya. This is Mr. Santosh Loda teaching you the consumer equilibrium. Today we are going to continue with the consumer equilibrium fourth part, where we are going to study about the budget line. If you remember last video, I've already taught you what is indifference curve, right? So what are indifference curve? Now on the indifference curve, how we can just use our budget line. We know that a consumer is having a lot of choices. So that choices, here we are just considering as though this consumer might be having only two products choice. Because just to make the study easier, what we are thinking, this is an assumption that consumer is going to spend the total income on only two products, right? That already I've taught you in the indifference curve. So if he want to spend his total income on two products, he might be having a lot of combinations of two products in his life. He might be imagining that I can just buy these two products, or I can go for next two products or next two products in this way, right? So in that way, we can just, lot of indifference curves can be formed. But now, can you imagine that all these indifference curves, can a consumer can buy all the things? No. How? Because it depends on his budget. That's what we are going to study today, budget line. Okay, students? So let's continue. What are the objective it will be? Like why it is important? Why we have to study? As I said before, it's to explain how a consumer maximizes utility. To explain how a consumer maximizes utility within a given budget constraint, right? This definition you can just see here. A budget line is the real purchasing power with which he can purchase quantities of two goods given their prices. As I said, we are considering here only two goods. So what is over here? Real purchasing power. What do you mean by real purchasing power? That means whatever money he is having in his hand, that only he is going to use. For what? For buying two commodities, right? Obviously, the quantities of two commodities can be more or less. That's what we are going to study. Okay. So now, budget set. What do you mean by budget set? There are two factors that affect a consumer's choice of quantities of purchase between two goods, prices and money income. Okay, prices and money income. For example, John had bought rupees 100. He wanted to purchase X and Y commodity. Price of X is rupees 10 and Y is rupees 20. So if he wants to purchase 6 units of X, then he can purchase only 2 units of Y. Am I right? You can imagine if he wants to purchase 6 units of X, that means he is going to pay 60 rupees, right? And his budget is 100. So then, why, how many units he can purchase? Because it's 20 rupees each. So 20 into 2 is 40. So 60 plus 40. That he can do. Because his maximum limit of expending money is 100 rupees. That's what we have just bifurcated, right? So now let's see what happened. Now what is budget line? In consumer budget, you will see the graphical presentation of all such bundles which cost the consumer exactly his money income is called the budget line. The equation of the budget line is therefore P1 into X1 plus P2 into Y2. That means price of X commodity of each and every unit. I would say price per unit of X commodity. Plus, if you multiply the price of commodity 2, I would say second commodities per unit price, it will multiply with the commodity whatever is bought, that is called money. That is M is here budget, right? Budget. Suppose just now in the previous example I told you 100 rupees he might be having. So like P1, what was that P1? X, price of the X. What was the price of the X? If you remember, I said 10, right? And what was the price of the Y? That was 20. So here you can just multiply and you can just get M means nothing but you'll get entered over here. Understood, students? Now next, just see. This is budget line, how you can draw it, and this is like the straight line, whichever you can see over here. This is called budget line. Okay, this is budget line. Understood, students? Now what is this? This is attain within the line, whichever points will be there that you can attain easily, because this is within your source, within your, we can say, reach. You can reach this particular thing. So this is reachable, but this point is unreachable. Why? Because beyond your budget line, whatever will be having, that means you don't have extra money, you don't have that much budget that you can spend more money, because you have to move according to your budget only. Yes, here if you spend little money you can save. Okay, that means you have not spent total money. right? But still, this is attainable. But this is not attainable because you don't have that much money. So this is called budget line. I think you might have understood, students. Okay. Next thing is, what is basic concept? A higher indifference curve shows a higher level of satisfaction than a lower level. I think in the last video I've explained you clearly. So how we can now link with the indifference curve with the budget line? That's what we have written over here. Okay. Just see in the next video. I will see the next slide, a diagram of budget line, how we are going to prepare. I've shown you just now how we can prepare the budget line. In order to explain consumers equilibrium, there is also the need for introducing into the indifference curve analysis the budget line. Previously we have studied what is budget line, but now with the indifference curve, how we can draw the budget line, that we are going to study. Okay. See here, explanation is given. It is clear from above that budget line graphically shows the budget constraint. The combinations of commodity line to the right of the budget line, once again students, the right of the budget line, are unattainable because income of the consumer is not sufficient to buy those combinations. If you remember in the previous that one, I've shown you there are 2 points, if you remember, right? What were those two? I'll show you once again. See, here are 2 points. So H is unattainable, whereas K is unattainable. That's what we were talking about, right? Here, once again, it's written. It is clear that the graphical line, 2 goods, right? Understood, students? Okay. We'll go to the next one. So now, what will happen if whether the budget line is, I would say, budget line can shift or not? Yes, of course it can shift. Suppose if the income of the person will change, it will shift. Why? Because purchasing power will become more. Or suppose if the prices of the goods are changed, whether it is increasing or decreasing, but what will happen? Obviously, the budget line will naturally change. So how it will change and what will be the effect of this change in price of the goods and change in income of a person on budget line, we are going to study one by one. So let's start first the change in price of goods, that is shift in budget line, how it will happen. Now suppose if the changes in the price of the goods will take place, what will happen? Just see. Only one good, if the price of one good will change, then automatically the budget line, that means it will rotate and it will not shift. Okay. But when product of both the goods will change, I'm to say the price of both the goods will change, then automatically if the price increases of both the goods, the budget line will shift upward. But right, I will say, sorry, budget line will remain there, but the indifference curve, there will be a change in the indifference curve. You can see here, it's clearly it's written. I'll show you the diagram so that you can easily understand. Changes in the prices of the goods. Here, it's written here. See, here I've given you one example that wherever 2 goods might be there, A and B. So here the price of only B changed, right? A remains constant. Then what will happen? The commodity quantity of A you will purchase same only, but B quantity you have to, suppose price increases, then you have to decrease your quantity of B. If the price decreases, then you can increase the quantity of B. But A, that is commodity A price has not changed. Once again, I'll tell you students, commodity A and B, there are 2 commodities. Suppose A commodity's price has not changed. You have already fixed that you are going to purchase this much quantity. Say for example, 5 units. Okay, you can purchase. But now on the other hand, what happened? Your B commodity's price suppose decrease, then you can purchase more because purchasing power will be more. So instead of buying suppose 5 units, now you can buy 6 units, right? But if the price decreases, you can buy more. But if the price increases, you have to compromise. Any 1 unit you have to sacrifice. Okay, that's what's shown here. So that means only one, like from here the point will not change, but here it will go either decrease or it will increase. Understood? So say for example, this is the first point. Previous point might be this one. Suppose price increases, what will happen? He will decrease the quantity. But suppose if the price decreases, he will increase the quantity. Understood? I hope you might have understood. Let's see now what happens in the change in income. If the consumer's income will change, what will happen? Imagine if your income, say previously a person might be earning, say a person might be having a pocket money of 100 rupees. Now suddenly if he gets 150 rupees, obviously what he will do? He will start buying more. Just imagine as though this is assumption, or we have to assume as though the income will remain, income if increases, then price will remain same. You have to assume. Now, if the price are remaining constant, but income increases, automatically what will happen? The budget line will shift. How it will shift? You can imagine. Why? Because we have more purchasing power. We can purchase more units of goods. I'll show you through an example. It's here. There are suppose two products are there. Previously, you might be having a quantity of juice and I'm going to say cheese, right? Two products you might have imagined. You can see here the prices are also written. Income is say for example 25 rupees and juice is rupees 5 per box and cheese is 2.50 per piece. Okay, you can imagine how many units you can purchase, right? Either you can just go for 5 into 5 only juice, you can buy only 5 products, then you will not get equal satisfaction. So automatically you want a combination of both the goods. So that means we cannot go for 0 commodities. It is just like just to draw a line and to show you that how many units you can purchase. Okay, now I'll show you the next slide. You can understand here. This is your indifference curve, right? Now on indifference curve, this is your budget line where it cuts. One is here and another one is here. So these are the 2 points where you can purchase. Let's see what happens in the next slide. You'll understand. These all are the indifference curves, right? So many indifference curves. That is, these are the choices of the consumer, different choices of the consumer. Obviously, this will give higher satisfaction, but you don't have that much budget. So you have to go for this particular point. Why? Because this is wherever the indifference curve is tangent to budget line, this particular point will give maximum satisfaction. Why? Because just see student here, you can 2.5 approximately 3 units you can purchase of that is juice and approximately 5 to 6 units you can purchase of cheese. So that means here 3 and 6, that will give you maximum satisfaction. Why? Because you are getting both units more units of both the commodities, right students? So this will give you maximum satisfaction, not this one. Even though this is I would say budget line crosses this first indifference curve also, but here you can gain one commodity is more unit, but another commodity is very less unit. Just see here, 5 approximately 4 units of juice, then you will get only 2 units of cheese. That will not give you maximum satisfaction. Even if we talk about this particular point here also, you are getting more cheese, but you are getting less juice. So this type of choices will never give maximum satisfaction to the consumer. So obviously consumer will choose such a type of things where he can, this is a rational consumer's behavior, that wherever he is getting maximum units of both the commodities, that will give him more satisfaction. We have already studied in difference curve, right? So that's what. Now see here what happened in the next. See here, as I said, there are the 3 points I've shown you: first, second, and 3. All the 3 points are on the budget line. That is, the consumer can opt for 1, 2, or 3, but we will give him maximum satisfaction. I already explained you why. Okay. Now, suppose if the income decreases, suppose if the cheese now costs 5 rupees, if the cheese price increases, then what will happen? The budget line will shift here to here. Okay, this is another example I've given you through this one. Previously, I already taught you that if the price will decreases, then what will happen? Okay, okay. Understood, students? I hope you might have understood. Now, this is once again another example. Suppose budget line, suppose both the products price decreases, or if the income decreases, what will happen? In this way, the budget line will change, and your I would say like your combinations will change. Okay. Thank you, students, for today. This, I hope you might have liked the studio video, and I feel students that you can go through the video again and again. You can please go through and just read the worksheet and do it properly. Okay, students.